God, it's been like... How long has it been since I've been here? YouTube, tell me my answers. It was actually June since I last posted an episode of Higurashi. What the fuck have I been doing with my life? It says a lot. I know I've probably, by this point you see this video, I've probably made an update video being like, yeah, I don't know where I went or why I stopped, but here we are. And, it's mostly a joke. But there is a part of me that thinks, like, why the fuck haven't I done this? And, yeah, it's difficult to maintain this in the social life. But I talked about that, regardless of everything else. Anyway, it's all by the by, isn't it? Hey there, guys! My name is Nix, and welcome back to Higurashi! When They Cry. Watanagashi. Chapter 2. Those are all the correct components. Just put them in the correct order. Anyway, normally I give you a last time what I did, but I genuinely don't fucking remember. I remember, like, because I've just read the tooltip, which you're about to see. But, I remember we nearly got murdered by some delinquents, and then Shion rallied the militia, and, if the police hadn't joined in, I'm pretty sure we'd have committed murder then and there. Speaking of those delinquents, it's time to check in on them. Okay, look, don't judge me. Because it's been roughly about 5 years since the last episode of this, I might have had to go and look as to which tip I actually needed to read next. Oh, God. As I said, don't judge me. Life's been weird. Anyway, we got details on 3 delinquents. I like how I was gonna say, does the picture always change as I hover over these? No, but this one does. I also need to remember which button it is to advance the text. Just why are you arresting us? That's bullshit. Let go of me! They sort of sounded like this.
Kuma-chan, 腕を離してあげていいですよ。さささ、どうぞおかげになって。
I practiced every voice I think I needed to do, and I forgot about Oishi-san's. God fucking damn it. Why is it the one voice I didn't practice is the one that I need to actually do first? Sean Bean. That's the one. Kuma-chan, you can let go of their arms now. Here, please sit down. The 3 people rubbed their arms painfully. Komaki-kun and the others must have been squeezing them pretty tightly. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I haven't arrested you or anything. Kuma-chan, go get me something cold from the fridge, please. Would you like your barley with foam or without? What the hell is barley and why does it come? I thought barley was a plant. Oh, forgive me, I was just like... For some reason I mouse wheeled over here to check some settings and it advanced my settings. They plunked down onto the reception sofa, and despite not yelling anymore, they still had dangerous expressions. What I'd give to be young again. I'll drink even if you don't, you know. Excuse me for helping myself. You sound like you're enjoying that drink a little too much, Oishi-san. Beer is the best when you drink it on the job. Oh yeah, I forgot the Japanese, they give no fucks about day drinking. As he downed the beer with glee, the 3 people exchanged glances, then finally reached out for their cans. They hadn't stopped being cautious. It was more like they didn't see a reason to refuse. They each opened their cans and began to drink the contents. Where did you guys come from? You're not from around here. They looked at each other again, suspicious over whether they should tell him. You're all college students. Friends on a trip? You're probably traveling on bikes or something. Sounds like fun I wish I was having. You don't live close by, do you? Where did you come from? Osaka, perhaps? What's it matter to you? No, there's no use trying to intimidate me. You would have all been in a lot of trouble if I'd left you there, right? They seemed to recall the thrilling event from earlier. Well, they could understand getting surrounded by students or a gang, or something along those lines. They had never been surrounded by locals, both young and old, both men and women. It was easy to imagine how scared they must have been. If you were from here, the people of Inamizo wouldn't have done anything to you, no matter what you'd done wrong. They're all special. Not in the sense of parents not wanting to get involved in their children's fights. If one person gets bullied, the village will come out in full force. And that's not just an idle threat, you know. They couldn't argue against that. They themselves had been surrounded. They'd seen it with their own eyes. There was no doubt about it. Around these parts, if the people of Hinamizawa give you a glare like that, you simply get demoned away and no one will hear from you again. You'll suddenly disappear without a trace. Do you all have families that would get the police to search for you if you ever went missing? If not, then that's bad. You'll vanish and that'll be the end of it. Whose side are you on? I'm still not convinced. Even then, we got there soon enough that nothing happened. If we'd been late, things could have taken a turn for the worse. If they'd been forced into an alleyway, these young men wouldn't be sitting on a couch right now. They might be lying on the autopsy table. Well, probably not. Anyway, perhaps they'd be a little more cooperative if we found them as corpses. Jesus Christ, dude, calm down. How did you all get to Okinomiya? By train? By bike? Bike. That's not good. They're still parked there, aren't they? If you're all waltzing back in to get them, they really might gang up on you. Hell's that? We'll take them all. Man, he really be angry, isn't he? Calm down, calm down. Why are young people these days always so quick with the shouting? You don't want any more trouble, right? Tell me the license plates, bikes. Tell me your bike license plate number, even. You know what I meant first time, but I thought I'd actually say it properly. I'll bring him here for you. Guma-chan, please borrow the loading truck we use for traffic disasters. Got it! It's fine. We'll get him ourselves. You really want to get surrounded again? Police may not be fast enough to save you this time. It's fine, isn't it? If we're surrounded, they're gonna get knocked down. Hey, you three. You drink a bottle with foam, right? Try turning your engines on. I'll arrest you on spot for drunk driving. That's fucking dirty. Your tax dollars will be put to good use in bringing all your packs back here. Quit complaining and tell me your goddamn license plate, you pieces of shit. The three of them were hesitant to tell them their numbers. They were mumbling something about the lines of not remembering them since they just bought the bikes. Oh, that's what I thought. Guma-chan, go with truck and bring bikes back. Get the tough-looking red Yamaha, the one with the broken red tail light. And the white one that had the parking tape stuck to the seat. It's those ones. They belong to you, right? They didn't answer. Those must be the right ones. Oishi-san, the truck's here, so I'ma get going. Yeah, please do. Oh, wait, Kuma-chan, hold on. One more thing. What's up? Look at numbers. You don't want to bring wrong ones back. The three people's faces changed color. They made themselves very easy to understand. Let's take it easy here until your backs get back. There's more beer, you know. We have some snacks too. Wanna watch TV? There's probably nothing on though. Nah, thanks, we're leaving. We don't want to hang around here forever. Suddenly there were 5 or 6 huge officers surrounding them. Their clearly overpowering stares nailed them to the sofa. What? What do we do? Going on a trip by stealing motorcycles, huh? Students these days have too much time on their hands. Goddamn thieving bastards! Well, I mean, at least, you know, nothing bad can't happen to me. And Oishi-san knows too well how to handle people. Anyway, back to me doing what the hell ever I'm doing, because I haven't actually loaded back into the thing yet. What are you talking about? My segues are always flawless. I'm still reeling over the fact that it's been like 3 months since I've actually posted an episode of Higurashi, and I don't know why or how. Anyways, by the by, gotta go see Shion, because, you know, she's the important character for this time around. I knew we wouldn't be doing any club activities after school today before Mion even said anything. Okay, turns out it's not enter, it's spacebar. It's neither, what the hell? Oh, nope. Now it worked for some reason. I don't understand. I've been invited over by Shion for an all-you-can-eat dessert. Oh yeah, that did happen. I made a point of leaving half my lunch uneaten. My expectations would only be rivaled by my hunger. Keiichi-kun, you seem kind of happy today. Did something good happen? Did it? I guess it was obvious. Nah, Rain is just like that. She just gets people. Raina had questioned me with a very happy look. That's right, why don't I invite Raina for dessert as well? No, if I recall correctly, Shion had said something about having a ticket. At worst, the restaurant might be admission by ticket only today. If that was the case, then having Raina be turned away at the door would result in the worst feeling ever. Yeah. And I got a little lucky. I'll tell you about it tomorrow. I'm seeing shadows in the corner of my eye, thinking the cat's by my leg, and it's not, because he's outside. Raina, you'll definitely be jealous. What is it? What is it? She's already jealous. I'm jealous, I'm jealous! This lucky thing. Is it cute? Is it? Cute? I wonder what Raina would think about the uniforms at Angel Malt. They'd definitely be a critical hit. Probably. It's probably pretty cute. I'm chilly! What is it? What is it? Huh? What kind of fortune were you blessed with? Huh? Could it be? You participated in the draw at Angel Mode about 2 months ago. And you won? Hey, no, I hadn't even transferred here 2 months ago. Oh, that's right. And it's not the Angel's Dessert Festa then. Mi-chan, what's the Angel's Dessert Festa exactly? You know there's that family restaurant called Angel Mode right by Okinomiya Station.
Every season they hold an event to promote their new dessert menu.
I practiced this voice, but it's still suffering. Give me a moment, I need more water. There's something living in the back of my throat and it doesn't like me doing this Shion voice. Shion. Swing some roundabouts. It's not how you use that phrase, but whatever.
That's today. Oh, it's no use going. The restaurant is reserved for people who won the draw.
Mion explained once again what Shion explained to me last night.
Rena will have to stop by the restaurant sometime. I'll do my best to get a winning ticket and aim to enter the next all-you-can-eat event. And knock yourself out. By the way, this is just something I heard, but there's a rumor that the tickets have been sold in the black market for a pretty penny.
Hearing that story, I felt even more appreciative of the ticket that Shion had procured for me. I just thought I was lucky to eat dessert for free, but it turns out that ticket was much more valuable. The number of things I had to thank Shion for had increased again. Thanks. I didn't know it was worth so much. I whispered in a voice that only Mion could hear. That was how I conveyed my feelings. Mion looked at me for a moment before she tilted her head to the side and smiled confusedly.
Huh? What? Did you say something?
It'd be a problem if you said something to me right now. That smile seemed to be telling me as much. No, I think she's actually just genuinely confused. I guess Mion wouldn't be accepting any gratitude while she was Mion. I'll go to the restaurant. Today I'll thank Mion while she's Shion.
Well then, this old man will take her leave here. Work today's gonna be a little rough. Later.
Mion waved her hand energetically as she left.
Hey, Keiichi-kun. Mii-chan has been kind of weird lately. Like she's elated or something.
I hadn't noticed. Huh?
Well,
you think so? Reina was pretty sharp when it came to these types of things. To me, Mion seemed the same as always, but Reina apparently felt something different. Yeah, the god of Hinamizawa telling her not to kill someone again.
You don't know Keiichi-kun? I totally thought you knew.
Reina's skirt fluttered as she spun around with a coy smile. No, what exactly? I was obviously weaseling my way out of the question, but I wasn't lying. Honestly, I didn't really know what was going on. Why did Shion, a persona of Mion that she created, appear before me? Something was blatantly up, but Reina paid it no heed.
Oh, really? I wonder what it is then.
That's not Mei, that's Mi-chan.
When Mi-chan is in a good mood, so is Reina.
That face is adorable. Hard to believe she killed me in that chapter 1, isn't it? Saying that, she spread her arms wide and spun around happily. I didn't know why, but Reina was in a really good mood. It was so infectious that I had to smile too. Even the chirping of the cicadas, it seemed joyful.
But you see...
Reina abruptly stopped spinning. Her expression had returned to a more somber one.
You see, Mi-chan... Lately... She's been in a lot of pain.
What do you mean, pain? The pain that Reina was talking about probably wasn't physical.
At first she tried to pretend it wasn't a big deal. But like a wound. だんだん腫れ
It
てき
began
た
to fester,
じんじん腫れて
fester
き
and
た
grow.
とうとう痛みがこらえられなくな
Eventually,
って
she was no longer to be able to bear the
夜中に
pain
目を
and
覚ました。
woke up in the middle of the night.
そして
And then she
レナ
phoned
に電話して
Reina.
きたの。みーちゃんは泣いてた。
Mi-chan was crying.
ごめん。
I'm sorry.
それ
What are you talking
何の
about?
話だよ。
何の話？レ
What am I talking about? Huh?
ナは今何か
What is
話をしてたのか
Reina
な？
talking about?
かな？
What?
おい。
Hey,
そんな
don't play
とぼけ
dumb
方
like
するな
that.
よ。今
Just
レナ
now you said.
知らない知らない知らない。
I am. I'm starting to wonder. Maybe Shion is the dangerous one. I don't know. I don't know.
レ
Reina
ナ
doesn't know anything.
Rena spun as she laughed innocently. Eventually, she appeared to get sick, stumbling as she steadied herself with her hand against the wall.
バカ
That
だ
was
な。
dumb.
調子に乗ってぐる
So
ぐ
you
る
get for
回
getting
ってた
carried
んだ
away
よ
and spinning like that.
ごめん。
Sorry.
気持ち悪いか
I
も。
think I feel sick.
I'll lend the ditz a shoulder to lean on. To be stumbling around like a newborn foal at this age is actually quite a feat. It's socially acceptable from, like, being a very small child and then, like, whenever you're first allowed to drink. And then everything else is frowned upon. Raina, in a good mood, only babbled incoherently after that. I laughed and responded to it. I laughed as I responded to and chided her. However, the chance to revisit that heavy topic Rainer brought up before never arrived. Mi-chan being ill and crying? I wonder if it's got something to do with Shion. I mean, it has to, because this wasn't mentioned before Shion was introduced to the plot. I don't know, maybe I'm trying to connect dots that don't connect yet. As soon as I got home, I tossed aside my school bag and changed in a hurry. The effects of only having a light lunch were starting to show, as my stomach began to let out fickle growls. Alright, let's go to Angel Mort! It's time to face the land of endless desert. Preparations for battle are complete. Tally ho! Let me adjust my aviator glasses. Angel Mort had a decidedly different feel to it today compared to yesterday. Dessert Festa today. Admissions by reservation only. Nonetheless, the front of the store was being swarmed by over dozens of young men. Judging by how they were looking upwards and jealously instead of entering the store, they weren't invitees. Why would they gather here if they knew they couldn't get in? I found the answer when I passed through the crowd and began to climb the steps to enter the restaurant. Are you a participant? Do you have a ticket?
あ
Yeah.
まあな。
Well,
ラッキー
I was lucky. As soon as I said that, I was immediately mobbed. It was like being in the middle of a football scrum or on a crowded train. Don't know, don't care for sport. But if it's like being in a mosh pit, now I can relate. What is going on? The reaction was this. It wasn't just one ticket per person. One ticket could let up to 4 people inside.
そうだったのか。
So it's like that, huh?
ますますレナや他の
Seems like I
みん
should
なを
have
誘ってや
invited
るべき
Rainer
だ
and the
った
others.
親切にありがとう。
Thanks for the tip.
でも
But
今
I'll
の
pretend I
話は
didn't hear
な
that.
かったことにするよ。
With an uplifting smile, I turned and ignored them. When I did, their arms all reached out at once, like the souls of the damned seeking succor. That ticket can admit up to 4 people! Please bring us with you! What selfish people. This was the only reason they were crowded in front of the restaurant. Dozens of wretched arms reached out for me like the teeth on a giant rake and grasped at the air. Really? A rake was the best comparison you could come up with? I was already climbing the stairs to the entrance. What a heartless dick! Grab him! This isn't something to joke about. I flew up the rest of the stairs and threw myself inside the restaurant. It was like I had entered a different world. The miserable throng of the damned hurled curses at me from the other side of the glass door. But inside this completely soundproofed and air-conditioned restaurant, with the angelic smiles of a waitress to welcome me, there were nothing more than a refreshing piece of scenery. I knew that I shouldn't laugh, but I began to let out a sinister cackle.
Good
afternoon.
Welcome to Angel Mart. Due
to today's dessert fiesta.
That is too many D's in a sentence. Due to today's dessert festa. Also, why do they call it festa? I don't like that. I call it a fiesta because that sounds more fun as opposed to a festa, which, you know, as Raina said, is something a wound does.
Due to today's dessert festa, the restaurant is reserved for customers who won the draw.
Could I ask you for your name and ticket?
I don't have a ticket, but I should be on the guest list. Maibara.
Maibara. There it is. I'm sorry, but may I please have your full name?
Keiichi. Keiichi Maibara.
My apologies for the inconvenience. You're here by special invitation, right? I'll show you to your seat. Please, this way.
The mood inside the room was incredibly heated. The booths were packed to the brim. Men in their prime were stuffing their faces with dainty desserts that didn't suit them at all. It was a rather unnerving spectacle. Soon after I was showed to my seat, Shion arrived.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Angel Mart.
Hey Shion. Thanks so much for today. I really appreciate it.
You were a bit late, so I was getting worried. I'm really happy you came, though.
It may have been because the other customers were around that her tone was less casual, but she still capped off that welcome with her usual brilliant smile.
As you can see, there's a lot of customers here today. I'm not sure I'll be able to take a break. Please take your time and relax until I'm finished. When I'm done, let's go play somewhere, okay?
Oh my, are you coming on to me, Shion? Whispering that last part into my ear, Shion winked and returned to the kitchen. Maybe it was because the mood in the restaurant was so heated, but Shion seemed a bit bolder. Even a small change in her mannerisms were enough to set my heart aflutter.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
While I was overwhelmed by the atmosphere inside the restaurant, orders from the new summer menu were carried out one after another. Every single one was extravagantly huge. I get it. You can eat all of these amazing things for free. No wonder a ticket was worth its weight in gold. On top of that, all of it was plenty delicious. From dishes with general appeal to insane ones aimed at a specific audience, there was absolutely no gaps in their repertoire. No matter how you look at it, I don't think one person can eat this much. Well, let's just leave it at that for now. It didn't feel relaxing in here at all. Probably because the fervor inside the restaurant was clearly abnormal. All the other booths were crammed with groups of 4. Sleazy men were gorging like pigs on cutely decorated desserts. And it wouldn't have been a surprise if they'd started licking the plates. It was more than a little unsettling. It piqued my interest, so I started listening in on the conversation. And what things I heard! Is that you, Daru? You come out here for a dessert? Angel Mo, so moe. Me? I need to do a quick conversion. Give me a moment. Because that seems outrageous. Given today's current conversion rate, that is £463 and 16 pence. Or for you Americans, that's $636 and 40 cents. Don't say I'm not all inclusive. I'm not converting it to anything else then. Me? I bought my ticket for $70,000 on redacted auctions. On eBay, got it. I told work I was attending a relative's funeral. Jesus Christ. The uniforms here are the greatest. I wonder if the waitress would wipe me if I spilled some water on my pants right meow. I hate it when girls do that, and I was gonna say, I hate it when Faris did that, and she was like working as a cat maid. You have no excuse. I heard they're planning on selling Angel Mort figures. I'll have to pay heed at the next event. Speaking of which, the major figurine maker decided to bring out the... They did? Which one? I need to... Is it Good Smile? I'll buy anything that Good Smile put out. That's mostly a joke. Glances to his right, looks at his recently purchased Pyra figurine. We must confirm the release date. Problem is, there's too many variations to bulk buy them. If it were just a normal set of family restaurant uniforms, there'd only be around 10 types. But including the secret set with different poses that are planned, there's 100 or so. Someone trade with me when I get a double. It's my duty as a fan to complete the collection right away. No, this is destiny between us. The words spilling out of their mouths are pretty much all incomprehensible jargon. Hey, speak for yourself, I can follow along. Shit, that says more about me than it does about anything else, doesn't it? But they were still keenly conveyed that hidden behind them was an invisible aura of abnormality. What are you trying to say, Keiichi?
Sorry to keep you waiting. The next dessert is... Tropical Cinnamon Love Affair.
What the hell was that at the end? Oh, it's the confusion. Huh?
Is something the matter?
No. It's just... It's kind of different inside the restaurant today.
The whole restaurant is pretty famous in their circles. Well, we were aiming for that and all, so all's well and good. But during festivals, there's something with the more hardcore crowd, so it can be a handful.
The waitress informed me quietly with a wry smile.
The customers seem rather riled up. Almost like a pack of hyenas. Seems like a lot of the customers today came from unreasonably far away. Those types of people are fairly prone to losing their self-control, so it's a little scary. You gotta keep your guard up, something bad could happen.
I'm gonna get murdered by otaku. First it was delinquents, now it's otaku. I don't know what it's gonna be tomorrow. Probably Hinamizawa. What did she mean by keep your guard up? Okay, I know it's Japanese and everything else, and that's gonna be like frowned upon, but my instinct to hear something shattering in a restaurant is just to be like, "Way! You daft twat!" Maybe not that last one, but It's just British culture. You drop something in a bar or a restaurant, everyone will turn and stare at you, and then most people will just like cheer for some reason. I don't know why, we just do. I turned around, startled, to see that the waitress had fallen down and spilled the order she was carrying right onto a customer. Wait, isn't that Shion?
I'm so sorry. Your food is...
Oh, Christ, here we fucking go. Oh, what have you done? The jeans I bought for the certain specialty shop for a whole 1800 yen are all sticky with frosting! Stop panting, that's creepy as fuck. Also, 1800 yen, not that much. It's 15 quid, they're in dollars again. It's $16, get over yourself. Oh, they're like 12 quid. Yeah, definitely get over yourself, you goddamn scrub. What the hell is that? For somebody who just met with disaster, he seems awfully happy. How tragic! He sees the little Miss Waitress here will have to wipey it up from the bottom of her heart. The conversation suddenly veered off in a odd direction. Hey, what did you say? Wipey? Does he want Shion to wipe him down? Right over that, obviously adherent tent that he had pitched over in his crotch. How old is Shion? Because I'm pretty sure this isn't legal. I'm not going to the wiki, I'm just going to assume that, yeah, this isn't legal.
That is
I hate how desperate this man sounds. Okay, I'm gonna have a miniature rant about otakuism for a moment. I say I'm one of these people. I am, because I'm playing a fucking visual novel for God's sake. However, I know where the line is too far. Okay? I know there is a line that should never be crossed with humanity. And I have had this rant to my friends at this point because obviously they know and I'm like the weeb of the group. Ha 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 ha. I say things that I shouldn't say, but mostly as a joke with them because I know where they are and I know where their boundaries lie. And I know that sometimes I just say these things to upset them because they're my friends and that's allowed. Don't do this to random people you don't know! Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say on that rant. Anyway, yeah. The wipey chant quickly spread throughout the room. Oh god, why? Why are y'all so fucking disgusting? Totally cornered, Shion went pale. She looked over at a more experienced waitress to help, but was only met with heads shaking out of pity.
Sonozaki-san
was tripped.
ああやってわざと衣服を汚させて
Customers
絡ん
who
でく
do
るお
that on
客が
purpose
最近
to
多い
get
ん
their
です
clothes
よ。
dirty have been on the rise lately.
足を引っ掛けてた
So you're saying she was tripped?
じゃあ今の
Then what happened just now wasn't an accident? It was on purpose?
メインの女の子は十分気を
The
つけてま
regular
す
girls
か
are
ら
careful about
絶
it,
対
so
あ
they
あはな
definitely
らないん
won't
で
end
すけ
up
ど
like that.
園
But
崎さんは短期バ
Sonosaki-san
イ
is
トだ
only
か
a
ら
seasonal
ま
hire,
だガー
so
ド
she
が
had
甘
her
くて
guard down.
今日のお客様たちにも早
The
々に見
customers
破られ
today
ちゃっ
could
たみ
easily
たい
pick
で
up on that.
朝
So
か
she's
らあん
been
な感じ
targeted
で
since
絡ま
this
れてるんで
morning.
す
What's the manager doing? You should kick those thugs out! Those are the core demographic, Keiichi. I'm afraid you can't do that. You know what I just said? We're in the service industry, so there's not much we can do about that. She laughed as she said that in a resigned tone. Shion trembled uncontrollably with a dishcloth in her hand as she turned bright red. The man who had been doused in frosting splayed out on the bench, putting the cream-covered tent over his crotch on full display. Still mentally unprepared, Her trembling hand inched forward, goaded on by onlookers. That I don't like. Please, don't say those words. Come, come, come. It's time for the wipey wipey. From my male point of view, it may have been ridiculous spectacle I just smiled wryly at, but from a woman's point of view, this was obviously pure humiliation. When I was trapped by those thugs and had been paralyzed with fear, Shion fearlessly stood up to them and saved me. Still, as humiliating as it was, Shion was also partly to blame for this. And it wasn't as though her life was at stake, right? Even these guys who were just going to jeer at her in a bit of a lewd situation, it's not like they were going to eat Shion alive or anything. It'd be alright if I just consoled her afterwards.
私だって怖かったですよ。
God damn it, I gotta be a good person.
Even I was scared.
でも他ならぬ
But
ケイちゃんの
K-chan
ピン
was
チ
in
です。
trouble, so
勇気出して
I
頑
had
張
to
り
be
ましたっ
brave
て
and
こ
do
と
my
です
best.
When I, a man, was being assailed by 3 thugs while paralyzed with fear, Shion saved me without a second thought. What about now? These sleazy, filthy degenerates were trying to pin the blame on Shion. This time our roles were reversed. Hey, Keiichi Maibara! If you don't save her now, when will you be able to repay the debt you owe to her? You scared, Keiichi Maibara? At this time, Shion, no, Mion, didn't even show a hint of hesitation. And what about now? I'm not hesitating. Then what? If you're not hesitating, then why aren't you helping her? Now, resign yourself to your fate. Someone clearly phoned that laughing.
やかましいぞ重量オーバ
Shut up, you greasy fat ass!
ー俺の
Get out of here before I get angry.
せろ
I grasped Shion's shoulder firmly and pulled her behind me.
ケイちゃん
K-chan?
そのスタッフが世のオズボンに粗相したのでござるよ。
Why have we gone ye old English suddenly? Because I saw yonder and was taken aback. I need more water. Or rum. One of the two. You know what? That's not a bad idea. Where's my alcohol? Do as I say, not as I do. You know, in hindsight, maybe that's why I stopped recording for a while. Because I needed more alcohol. And it's not good for me, so... Hey. Oh well. As I said when I got up, do as I say, not as I do. Drinking helps me get into the filth mindset. Yon, the waitress was the one who wet mine pants.
お仕置きが必
The
要
one who needs punishing is you.
の方だ男
Enough with the empty words.
腕で
You're a man, talk with your fists. This is when Kei-chan gets murdered. Again. Yeah, I think I just died. I think I got shoryukened. My body was lifted into the air like nothing. I was thrown right back into my own seat. This guy is strong. No matter how you look at it, Athletic and this Lardo aren't even in the same area code.
オタクは意外にマイナーな武道を得得してい
Many
ることが
otaku
多い
here
こと
are
だから
you unexpectedly well versed in some obscure martial art. You've all watched too much fucking Dragon Ball. I get what you're saying, but still, don't harass women. Don't misunderestimate us. The man smirked, showing off his gum line.
K-chan, are you okay?
大丈夫
Damn it. How lame must I look right now?
シオンは足を引っ掛けら
You
れ
were
たんだ
tripped, weren't you, Shion?
向こうが悪いんだから
They're the ones in the wrong here, so don't let them take advantage of you.
そうだけど
That may be,
で
but
もやっぱり悪
it
いの
was still
は
my fault.
私だし
Ah!
もう一度
One more time!
行くぞ
Let's do eat. I feel like they should have been eyes, not e's, but you know what? Sure. Okay. Violence and onomatopoeia I get, but if something makes a snap sound, go to the doctor.
これくらいでへこたれる圭一様だと思うなよ
Don't you go thinking that this is enough to make me give up.
もう一度だ
One more time! Again with the snapping. You're going to die, Keiichi.
おおお
You're all talk.
まだまだ
I'm not done yet! Rise my will to fight. Really should soundproof this room. Not just running, I planted every one of my steps firmly as I closed the distance to the lard ball. Each time I ripped my foot off the floor, I could feel my burning spirit flare up from the point of impact. Everything slowed down like I was walking underwater. As if someone had activated the world. As I stepped forward in that viscous flow of time, I calmly measured the gap between us. Without a difference in height, reach was my ultimate advantage. There was an ever so tiny distance between us where only my punch would be able to reach. I unleashed my iron fist of righteous anger, but it flew towards his face slowly, like I was punching underwater. Reacting to that, with a smirk on his face, the fatso easily slipped inside my punch. I hadn't realized it until now, but in this mired time, I was able to observe his baffling counterattack with almost painful clarity. His arm slowly swung round in a large windmill motion, wrapped around my whiffed punch, and descended in an arc. The arm swung around like the arms of a clock, and came into contact with my head, twisting my upper body around. Dragging my head along, he followed through with another rotation. This time he rotated his entire body like a top, followed by another rotation. Combining defense and offense. It was a brilliant counter. That's right. 3 times. I was thrown after 3 rotations, I think. In this viscous region of time, I was unable to struggle, and I could only wait dumbstruck until the moment I was thrown. The moment I was, that sluggish temporal anomaly abruptly ended. And the next thing I felt was pain. You lack training, young man. The fucking English. I was not expecting the English. I loathe to admit it, but against somebody trained in martial arts, I couldn't win through force of will alone.